This podcast is presented by Win City Sports.
What up, what up? Welcome back to Cedric Sports Interviews. I am your host, Cedric Ben. Today, my special guest is Steven Ademolu, former professional soccer player who played over a decade of international competition and has a long list of accomplishments along the way, starting at his collegiate career, where he went to UNCP in North Carolina and won Rookie of the Year, first team All-Conference, second team All-North Carolina Player of the Year for the school. Then moved on to Cleveland State, where he got the award for Newcomer of the Year, first team All-Conference, third team All-Ohio. Also won the two-time Player of the Year for the school, Player of the Year for the conference, and was a first team All-Star. Then moving on to his professional career, the accomplishments just continue. He got Player of the Year for his team in Sweden. In Norway, he also got the Player of the Year. In Lithuania, where he had his biggest accomplishments as a team, he got the award for third best player in the country. And Lithuania is pretty strong too. With that team, he also won 2 championships, 2 league cups, and 2 super cups. All them cups in soccer is kind of like boxing, where there's like 5 different belts, so that the average person wouldn't know which one is the best one, but nonetheless, he is a champion. So we sat down and talked for a few minutes about coaching, work ethic, motivation, and of course a little bit of boxing. So let's get right into it. All right. Welcome back, Cedric's Comeback Corner interviews. Today I got former professional soccer player Steven Ademolu, who played over a decade as a professional athlete. So first of all, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
First of all, I need to start off by saying much respect and congratulations, because I'm sure you know the average career number of years for a career for a professional athlete in any sport is like 4 to 5 years. You played 12 years, over a decade. So just that accomplishment alone deserves much respect and much praise. So much respect for that.
I appreciate that.
All right. Let's get right into it. So about coaching, what do you believe? You played on championship teams on every level that you played on. So what do you believe is the difference between like a championship level head coach and just the regular coaches out there that might be good, but they're not the coaches that get you over that hump?
Well, I'd say you gotta find a coach that's got passion. You gotta have a lot of passion for the game, and I always say, if you have experience as a player, it may help you, but being a good player don't mean that you're gonna be a good coach. Sometimes you gotta know how to speak to people. You gotta have experience. So if I look for a coach, or if I'm looking for someone that's good, I'm thinking of a good coach. It's someone that's got experience as a player, that they can relate to the players, even the players that aren't playing. That's the most important. I've been on both sides. I've been the one that started. I've been the one on the bench, not getting any attention. So as a coach, when you turn to that coach, you can use those traits and help your players a bit more. It's just passion. When you're given a speech, it's got to be something like the kids got to feel it. They're not going to feel, if they don't feel it and they're not in it and they can't look in your eyes and see that you want it.
It's more believable when they know that you've been in the trenches with them.
Yeah, and then you got coaches like Carlo Ancelotti, who is totally different, man. He used to play.
Where is this for people that don't know? Where is he coaching?
Well, he coached for AC Milan when there was Ronaldinho, when it was Kaká, when they had that nice team, Nesta, Maldini. They had a really good team. And then he coached at Chelsea. He coached at Real Madrid, and then he right now he's at Everton. So he's a big coach, but he's not a yeller. He's not about passion. He's doing something totally different. He's like calm, relaxed, respect me when I speak, but he don't really raise his voice much, man. And you Google him, that boy's got a cold face. He don't look like he's got that serious look. He's serious.
Exactly. So he doesn't need to be like demonstrative and stuff. He gets his point across.
Yes.
without yelling and being disrespectful.
Yep. For me, I'm different. I'm in it, man. I want to play myself, so I'm in it. Like, come on, man. I wish I could play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you all the passion I have, and hopefully you can take that with you. And whether I tell you a story that'll motivate you, I think, especially for me as a coach, I tell them stories about when I played that they can relate to, especially the fitness of it.
Yes.
I know how you feel. You don't got to tell me. I know exactly how you feel. You may feel like you want to give up, but trust me, I've been there. Hey, man, once you're over with it, you feel satisfied.
Exactly, like you said, because you've been to war. They know you've been to war, so you know exactly what
Boy.
you're talking about. What are some some red flags that you would see in code? Like those are the good things. Now, what if you saw, and I'm sure you've been in a few situations like this where you're like, if I was the head coach, I would not. That would not be the decision.
It's two kinds, man. It's the ones that don't even say much to you. They kind of isolate you. If you're not starting, they don't they don't say nothing. You gotta be able to connect with all players. And then you got the other one who, man, I experienced some. I experienced a lot. Ones that I gotta say this.
Go ahead, man. Say it.
And they just yelling just to yell. I don't even know what they're saying. They're just yelling at me. Man, I can't. You gotta direct me. Don't yell at me every time. At least help me through it. I know you may expect I should know it, but especially at the top level, they're just yelling to yell. Man, you better be able to understand what they're trying to say, or you're gonna be pushed back. Another red flag would be a coach that's too soft. Like, when I say the word soft, I mean like, hey, take 2 days off, your body's sore.
Yeah.
And you gotta put. I told you a story before about like preseasons. For me, my preseasons in university, especially, it was 3 a day. Man, only someone like my cousin Mike, Michael Carter, will understand. Like, that's what people are doing now. These 2 a days, these 1 a days for preseason. Nah, man, that ain't going. That ain't 3 a days, 2 a days. It's gonna challenge you. I mean,
these days.
I don't know about 1 a days. I think 1 a days for me is heaven. That ain't gonna challenge me. I don't care what you give me. You give me 1 day, one practice a day. Oh, it's easy. So I think coaches got to hold their players, whether it's house league, travel, whatever, hold them at a higher level. Like, treat them high, don't treat them low. Don't be like, I coach house league kids sometimes. I hold the standards high. I tell them, listen, these are the things I want. I know you'll struggle, but I explain to them exactly what I want. I don't care if you're house league and you feel like I'm not as good as the travel team players. No. We're going to work together. Everybody go at their own pace, but I demand a certain quality for my practices. And I think coaches, that's a red flag. If you soft, you know what I mean? You yelling for no reason.
So it's the mental strength that they're looking to see too. You need that mental strength.
Yeah.
Now, real quick about the practices. So they're like most teams are only doing 1 or 2 a day. So is the thought process behind it? Those 1 or 2 are just more intense as opposed to 3 light ones.
Man, I seen 2 a days in America. Listen, let me say, in America, it's a bit different. A 2 a day, it's so hard. A 1 a day, if they give you 1 a day, know that you're going to put in a lot of work. They are going to destroy you for that one practice. I'm talking about Canada. I've seen some seasons, and I think we need to demand more from these kids. Why not? I mean, why they're in the game? I mean,
are you talking about from what level? Like from teenage level or what?
I'd say teenage. I mean, they're not even pushing them. So teenage, they may have 1 a day for teenagers. For university students, it's a lot of do it on your own. Here, this is homework for you. But these kids all these kids aren't built like that. They're not actually gonna do the homework.
It's hard for most people don't have that extra self-motivation to get them past that level.
Yep. So I think you got to do, if you're in preseason in any level, high school. High school is a bit tough. I mean, you do more practices throughout the week. If it was high school, instead of it being 2 practices, you'd make it 4 a week. You know, 4 or 3 practices a week would be good for them. University, I mean, high school is tough because there's no real preseason.
Yeah.
University and college, you know when your preseason starts, August, whatever, and you know from this for the whole month you're gonna do what. From what I've been seeing, I mean, it's just if you're gonna do one a day, they're gonna get punished. They have to walk out of practice like, damn, woof. The next thing they want to do is sleep, not go out and party. You don't want to do that. You know? But I think that's a big one that I see often, that you giving them 1 day and they walking out of practice like, man, they have not been tested. They have not. Some of them don't even sweat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big one, man.
Nice. All right, moving on to work ethic, and you can answer this question specifically for any kids listening right now that are trying to make it to the professional level like you did. Specifically about work ethic, you know, we've all heard the term before, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yes.
Not always the case. There's some athletes are just that much better than others, and doesn't matter how much you practice. Some people, whether it's faster or you know, some type of athleticism, are better.
Yeah.
Speaking about yourself, were you always just better than your competition, or did you actually have to work to get to where you got to?
Oh boy, well.
Both. Well, sorry, let me just kind of rephrase that question, because obviously every professional athlete has to work hard. You don't just wake up and do that. But you know what I mean. Some people put in that extra work, like Kobe and Jordan, to get to that next level of professional. So like, did you have to do that, or did you always have it?
Nah, it took time. It took a lot of time. I used to love playing video games, you know. I didn't like doing extra work. And to be honest, when we were kids growing up, we would always play on the streets. So whether it's basketball, soccer, whatever the time around was being, if it was cold outside, we'd have played football. You know, if it was hot, we'd play a little soccer and basketball. Those every summer, you knew you was gonna hit. Well, every 4 or whatever, how many seasons there are, you knew you was gonna hit. Winter, you gonna play football. You knew you were gonna do it. When it hit spring, fall, summer, you knew you were gonna play basketball or soccer. These are things that you just knew you had to do. So I think I was doing extra work, not realizing I was doing the extra work.
Yes. Improving your athleticism in different ways, not even thinking about it.
Like even let me go off a little. Like even the parks. Man, we would get workouts in the park. I don't know if people know the monkey bars where we would have one person on one side, the other person on the other side, and it's war. You swing, and you grab them with your legs, and you try to pull them down. You're going about 10 yards, 10 feet down. You know, nowadays you will get in trouble for that. You know,
that elementary school monkey bars. Yeah,
we used to boom, 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 and to get off, you'd kick them, you'd wrap your leg around, you slap them.
Yes.
That's like gladiator stuff, you know. So, we was doing stuff like that. We was wrestling, always fighting, playing army tag. So army tag, you had to hide and you had to run away. So we was always doing things that had athleticism in them. And OJ Atogwe, he was part of the process. A lot of players that went pro in different sports and the universities in the States, they were in that circle. A bunch of us at my time were doing that. So I didn't do extra work. I mean, that was the extra work. If I was in a game, so if I was in an organized sport, if I'm playing, let's just say I'm in high school and it's basketball season, only basketball. I'm only going to do basketball. And when I'm in it. I don't mess around. I only mess around when I'm doing it good. Maybe I'm wrong for doing that, but if I'm doing things good, now I start clowning around. But if you ain't doing it good and you clowning, that's on you. But for me, I only clown, and I never liked not being able to do anything. If I couldn't do it, whether I'm playing basketball with my friends, away from soccer, away from anything, I would be practicing with them. Like I'd be like, okay, let me just practice with my left hand. Now I can play basketball at They say I can shoot with my left, I can dribble with my left. People don't know which hand I am because I practice so much with the other hand, not even realizing it. But I mean, I didn't do anything much on the side. I wouldn't say I didn't do personal training because it wasn't a thing like it is now. I think if I had that, man, I'd have been an animal.
Yeah,
So I believe for the kids, the best advice I can give to the kids is, you got so much things. You got, like you said, you got the boxing. You got the. I wish I could do it. I ain't gonna lie on camera. I wish I could do it. Like, I'm not ready for it. I know that's a different kind of animal that I'm gonna bring out of myself that I don't know. And at my age, sometimes you see me come up in the gym and I'm watching Mike Carter do his thing, and I'm watching you do your thing. I ain't doing much because I don't know if I'm ready for it. It's very hard. And I think a lot of people have to understand. People like you, like Michael Carter, that's doing the private training, and me. I think they need to use these resources that we never had. And if I had this, boy, I'd have been playing another 10, 15 years, because you guys do what Cedric, you do the fine tuning. You look at the little details and you just fix them. That for me makes a great player. It was trial and error. I was playing a game and fixing it by myself. I didn't have a personal trainer come in and say, "Hey, listen, your technique is off. You're hitting the ball." I think the kids need to really utilize you and other people that do this thing and actually do the extra. If you don't want to do it by yourself, which half of you damn kids don't want to do it, go to people that can motivate you and get you where you want. And
exactly. Just
like that's the biggest one, man.
Yeah. Just like you said. So basically, to summarize that, you don't necessarily have to limit yourself to one sport.
Nah.
Every sport gives there's a little bit more focus. Whether it's one sport that focus on the footwork, soccer more footwork, basketball more the hand-eye coordination, football, boxing, the mental toughness of staying focused even during the physicality of it.
Yes.
And like you said, bring up the boxing. That's I preach to athletes the specific drills that help one drill will help you improve your hand-eye coordination. The other drill will help your footwork. The next drill will help you stay focused and being accurate when you're tired. Which is the similarity that I said, I was going to get into this after, but the small similarities between boxing and soccer, you need super cardio and still being accurate and precise at the same time.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Let me get back to your training. I've been seeing some stuff, I'll be running before you do the workout. Then you do so much in the ring.
Yes.
And I think people should this sport is really hard. That's the one thing where I'm all like, damn, bossy, y'all did a workout. Y'all did a crazy workout. You ran miles, came back, you skip it, and now you're gonna get in the ring for me. That's a hell of an animal that could do that. Salute all the boxers that can go through that. Soccer's a bit. We got to do the cardio. We got to warm up with the practice, like the passes and the dribbling, and then we may get into a game. But I have my teammates rooting me on. With boxing, you may do it in a group, but in the end, when you get out of that group, it's you in that punching bag. It's you against that individual. I think, it's I don't even know if I answer your question. I just admire boxing, man.
Hey man, we just talking. Moving on to motivation. You've had, from your college career to your professional career, numerous accolades, from Rookie of the Year to All Conference to at the professional level, Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. You won championships with Lithuania, multiple championships. Now that you're officially retired, what is your motivation to stay in the sport?
Well, number one is them young kids trying to pick me out. It's going to take a minute. I ain't just going to leave like that. I'm going to leave on my own, or someone going to get me out. My motivation, and I like it right now, I play locally, and I'm about to play in the States. Pick me out, man. I'm the best. People think I'm the best and I'm this. Come at me. Come at me so I feel as though now I can walk away and be okay. I like that young kid that's a dog. I like that because I'm a dog too. I like a kid that will talk that trash and try to get by me and understand after it's a game, He's
Yeah.
battling, I've been playing a lot, and within the last 4 years, I've had a lot of confrontation with players. Some know how to deal with it, some don't. Some challenge me, some don't. I can't respect you if you don't challenge me. If you
Yeah.
pin against me and I'm on the same, I'm equal for.
Mhm.
We say I'm equal, but when I touch that ball, I ain't equal. But that's my mindset.
Yeah.
Any kid that comes up, for me, I'm kind of like, I never been I won't say the word a bully because that people don't really do that too well. I used to seek. What I do is I seek and I destroy. I find the best player and I make them look weak. That's my goal for all the young kids watching this. That I find the best player and I make them look silly. That's the only reason why I played for Canada. I found that strongest guy and I said, I'm better than you. I'm not just going to say it. I'm going to show you. I'm
Yeah.
not going to show you once. Anytime you get the ball, I'm going to take it from you. Anytime you're in front of me, I'm going to take it. And that mentality for me will build an incredible athlete. You can't say, oh, he's good, so I got to ease up on him. Don't ease up. Attack him.
Yeah.
Attack him.
Yeah.
My cousin, Michael Carter, I'd like to bring him up again. Every time I came back from Sweden, Norway, he always say, let's race.
Yeah. He is one of the most competitive people I've
Oh, he's so good. He's so good, man. He's so good. So we would race. Every time I came, we'd race. Man, I got it on video cassette. I used to beat him and just be clowning him. Hey, he kept on going, and then finally, he's getting close to beating me. I said, oh, boy, my cousin, and then all of a sudden, I could admit, he blew me out the last time. I said, what? He seen the challenge of him being beat, and he just kept on working and working. And his whole motivation, it could be in June, and I don't come home till November. My cousin called me, telling me I can't wait to come back. I'm training. Oh, geez. And once you get a little complacent, you say, whatever, man, I got you. And that's what happens. I got complacent and I didn't train like he was, and boom, now I'm playing catch up. So I think hopefully the young kids can understand that you have so much opportunities with personal training like yourself, who's got the whole club, you got a nice facility. You have people like you have people like me doing my academy. The only thing I can tell these kids is, all that time you waste on these electronics and these girls and these playing around, it's going to catch up to you, man.
Yeah.
It's going to catch up to you. It catches up to everybody who plays it the wrong way. If you're in it, just do it the right way. That's it.
How would you I guess there's not one, like the question I was about to say is how could you tell a kid to stay focused? I mean, it's easy just to say the word stay focused. I find between the ages of 16 to 21, 22, those are like the critical ages that a coach has to try to keep them focused, because at that age, because before that, their parents are more, the parents are the one dropping them off. The parents set the schedule for them. They drop them off, pick them up.
Yeah.
When you get to like between 16 and 22, you get a little bit more responsibility. It's more kind of, your parents kind of give you the option whether you want to hang out with your friends or do that. And then of course, when you get to college or university, when you have no restrictions, that's the real test of your mental focus. So I guess it's not the specific question, but is there one thing you could tell them or to remind people, specifically the kids coming up, like just stay focused?
Yeah, I would say stay focused, man. Listen, if you don't want to get out, man, there's too many of us in this sport. I tell people all the time, there's too many boxers, soccer players, football players. You don't want to put in the work. I promise you, somewhere else while you're messing around, someone's putting in work, man. And for me, my motivation was Wayne Rooney. He was like 15, and I was all like, man, that boy young, man. And he says something in an interview. Every day, he says something like, every day I got to train because if I don't, someone's going to be training and they'll be up better than me. And I took that at a young age. I was a little bit older than him, and I was like, I'm going to live and die by that, man. I'm not going to mess around too much. And as much time as I can, I'm going to focus and get in. There's nothing I can say to motivate you. You got to have some inside of you. If you don't got it inside of you, I can give you speeches. Sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other, and it may stay in there for 2 days. He might for a week or two be hustling, and all of a sudden say, oh, let me get complacent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only thing, when I say focus, I mean, the way I can get you to understand it is your daddy and your mommy can't protect you on that field, You got to protect yourself. You gonna go in prepared, or you gonna go in unprepared because you was messing around, playing around. If you don't want to be embarrassed or feel like, oh, the coach doesn't like me, or these players are picked, man, be a better person, a better athlete, whether you're female, male, and just without my body, I destroy my body. When I work out, I destroy my body. When I train, I destroy my body.
Yeah.
And I did all that work. I focused so much. I did all this all by myself. I got to get out on that field and let them feel what I went through, you know? And this focus, it's tough to get these young kids to focus because all this technology is just killing it, man. And it's tough, man. It's give and take. Every kid, you know.
This is probably the most challenging times as far as being able to stay focused. And I think I guess we sound like some old men saying, "Well, it's
hell yeah,
because of the cell phones and all these kids on phones all the time." But I mean, it is the truth. I guess one of the reasons before when you spoke about when we were kids, we knew if it's every whether it's winter, summer, spring, you knew whatever sport you were playing.
Yeah.
I kind of wondered, even though Nintendo came out when I was a kid, that was the first thing, but if we had access to nowadays 10-year-olds have their own cell phones and like, I don't know if we had that access, if things would be different, if we would have been more distracted. Well, not me, but for someone like you that made it to the professional level, I don't know.
I think I'd have been distracted a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I love competing. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could tell back to the focus, I love competing. I don't like losing. I want to get out on the field, the boxing ring, and don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare myself. I tell all these kids, come take me off my pedestal, man. If I'm on this pedestal and people think I'm this good, take me off. The only way you're going to take me off is if you outwork me. And you got to have the drive. Everybody has it. Whether we got all this technology, they can do it. Mm-hmm. They got so much. They got YouTube, people teaching you how to juggle, teaching you how to turn. You got all the tools. But some kids are in it, and you just say, hey, listen, hey, if you want it, this is the things you got to do. Mm-hmm. I ain't got to yell at you. These are the things you got to do. And some kids will, when I go to America and I coach and I tell them, hey, listen, do these things and you'll be great. You'll be really good. Maybe not great. Man, these kids are like, damn, I ain't knocking Canadians, but these kids are like, oh, I wanna go to Michigan State. That's another thing that we need more of. Like, so what I'm gonna do with my girls team is I'm gonna take them to some women university game, like soccer games in the States. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take them to Michigan State. I'm gonna take them to Ohio. I'm gonna take them all over the state and Midwest as I can go, and I'm gonna let them experience that. My girls are 12. Mm. Let them see that. Now, let's see if I can get these girls to strive to get a scholarship. Yeah. Not just say it. Now you can see them. And hopefully I can have pull where I can let them introduce them to the girls and see them and talk to them. Let them have goals. I think the kids, to be focused in this age, I think they have to set goals. Mm. And that's the only thing I can say. And I think me doing something like that will make I think the kids in Windsor need to, not just say scholarship, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
You want to go, let us educate the kids and say, you want to go to Michigan State? Okay, what you going to study? Boom. What do you want to be? I want to be a professional athlete. Well, what if it don't work? What you going to fall back on? School. All right, do your schoolwork, man. Get that scholarship, do the schoolwork, and everything will work. And people don't bypass, and let me tell these other athletes, don't bypass university to go pro. It don't make sense. That's not how the manuscript is supposed to go. You're supposed to go high school, do your 4 years at university. If in any sport you think you are you're the man, you're the girl, all right, go pro. But I think you should get that 4 years of education and say, I got a degree. I'm just getting my degree. I'm 37, man. I was slacking, and I'm going to fix it. But if you got a 4-hour scholarship, that's 20-something thousand, 40-something thousand a semester at some universities.
Yeah.
Get that money. Use the skill that you've built by focusing on all the good things that you want to come. Focus on that. Focus on what it takes you to get that. But you got to be willing to put your body through pain. I think boxing is a perfect every sport. Put your body through pain. Don't give up because it hurts. Hey, what do you think it's supposed to do? You think it's supposed to kill you? It's supposed to hurt you. Come on, man.
The pain will help you grow.
Always, man. I wake up and I want pain. I want to do something that'll give me pain. I call my cousin Mike. Hey, you gonna give me some?
I thought about, yeah.
My man, that boy's an animal, man. Let people know, Michael Carter, that boy's an animal. Courtesy of Said, who's training him, you know. Whew. He's a boxer. My cousin's a boxer now.
He is, man. He's putting in that work.
Oh, that's good, man.
All right. So the main thing was challenge yourself. Set some goals, challenge yourself. Now, speaking of challenges, what actually, I don't know, maybe not one of your biggest challenges, but you got to share the pitch with Mr. Leonel Messi.
Yes.
Would you, in comparison, would he be like the LeBron of today?
Oh, yes, sir.
So just talk about that experience. Like, what exactly separates him? Like, just for me, from the fans' perspective, when I'm watching him, the thing that stands out to me is his footwork. Like most guys, like when they're dribbling, like you have to you take a couple of steps and you take just a split second slow down to tap the ball and then go again, right? He just looks like he just runs and the ball just sticks to his feet.
Oh boy.
Like that's just my argument. What is one of the main things that sticks out from him?
For me, it was like three players. It was like Di Maria, Tevez, and Messi. For me, those three players, especially Messi, they have a relationship with the ball that most of us will never understand because.
Time out. For people that don't know the two other guys, obviously Messi's LeBron, knows who he is, but name the two other guys who they play for.
Di Maria played for Real Madrid, Manchester United, and now currently plays for PSG.
Okay.
Carlos Tevez played for Boca Juniors in Argentina. Then he played for Manchester United and Man City. I believe it was Man City, Man U or Man City, one of the two. And Messi's Messi. They just, it's the relationship with the ball. You got to see it live. You may see it on TV, but to see it live, you're like, the relationship they have with the ball, I never had. At that time when I never had that. My foot does not relate to the ball. I don't touch it like that. I don't move. I would have to say I have not done it enough. So it's second nature. It's first nature. It's just it's natural. It just looks like the ball belongs on their foot.
Yes. Yeah.
And I cannot say that as a I didn't have that then. I didn't. Now I have it, but I remember when I felt like that when I was 28. These guys have been doing it since they're like 6. They had that relationship when they were like 10. So you can imagine why they go so high. I mean, they're playing every day in that ball they're playing on rocks, they're playing on gravel, and all the bumps, it builds them to master the ball on their foot to keep it there. And I think for me I think it's just because they just do it every day, man. I mean, it's normal. It's just insane. We see it on TV and then they speed it up because we got to go back and say they've been doing this since they were 5, 6. They've been doing this and they've been training hard at 6, 7. But their mentality was, and the States have it like that a lot, I'm trying to get out of a situation here to build up. I want to be like Ronaldo. I want to be like this. They have goals and they play every day. And we see these players and we're amazed by them. But if we go back and we say, how the hell did they get? How did these players get? It's the work they put in that we don't see. They play with the ball 24/7, and I think there are so many players that do what Messi do, but a bit at a lower level because he's phenomenal. He's a magician. But if you look in Europe, there's a lot of people like Messi that people won't see that won't score the goals. The work, but they can't score the goals like him. They can't. Their mind doesn't. It's like he's playing a video game.
So so you're saying there's other guys that can do all the dribbling shit.
Yes.
They can't actually
can't get that last product, and that the creativity is not there. The only thing he has is a creativity, and he knows when to do the right. He just sees the game at a certain. He just sees it faster than us, man. He sees holes and hits it just like football. You see the hole. Da, 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 da. He pegs you in, he teases you, and boom. I played with this guy, Alandinho. My man is 5'2", I think. 5'1". He looks small. He's small. You look at him, but I'll destroy you. I played against him in Norway. He was left-footed. First of all, you're left-footed. To be left-footed, it's like a gift. It's hard to explain, but once you know the game, to be left-footed, you're up a notch. It is what it is. And this guy, Alandinho, everybody laughed at this guy in Norway. Look at this little boy. My man ran circles. But his technique, he's Brazilian. Technique was like how? I'll tell you how. Brazil, they playing in sand, they playing on rocks, they playing they playing on the worst things ever, and he's built that control. But nobody will ever see this. People here will never know who this guy is. Yeah. But I've seen it, and I've seen other Brazilians where I was like, "What the hell? How the hell are you? Why are you here?"
Yeah.
They can't get to that next level because there's always, whether it's politics or you can't get in because your agent doesn't. There's so many things, so it's crazy, man. They're crazy players, man. They just.
So but they've been watching Messi for a while because I remember Messi when he was 17 on the Argentine team. That was the first time I heard this 17. How was a 17-year-old kid on the senior team? I don't even think he played, or he might have played like 2 minutes. But I was like, just the fact that this 17-year-old kid is on the Argentine, like one of the best soccer teams in the world. He's 17. He's already made the senior team. Like, this kid must be special.
Then that's another thing too. I've been to big stadiums. I've never been to that stadium. But to be 16, I don't know if people understand. To be 16, you have to stand in these stadiums, a full packed stadium, to understand he's 16, 17, playing in front of, and not only playing in front of 50, 60, whatever the 100, 1,000 people on TV. People on TV are looking at you around the world. You are a global icon.
Yeah,
he does it like he's playing a video game, man. Like he's playing a video game. We must respect the fact that not only is he the pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Yes.
A day in the life of him, I couldn't imagine. It would be he's with Adidas, so he had to do commercials.
Yes, I remember. I was gonna touch on that because I remember we spoke about that one time, and you were like, for these guys doing commercials, like I don't know how they find time to like they have to do commercials and this and that, and how do they find time to actually train?
They schedule it. You got to be a public what's it called, a PR. You know, they're gonna help you organize everything, but people don't understand. I had a tiny bit of his life. Man, I had to go to the mall, sign some things. I had to do a football commercial. People, you know how many things you have to do for a commercial? It's not like, I don't like it like this. Come on, do it like, I don't like the makeup on him. I don't like what he's wearing. It's all kinds of things. It's not, boom, go in, do the commercial, boom. It is like hours, and you're like, damn, I just got done practice. Now I got to go do a shoot. I got to go do an Adidas. It's not me. This Messi in them, Adidas, and then you have, I got a cologne. You know, I got so many different things that they have to do. Man, don't get it twisted. No one should ever knock any of these professionals because the amount of things they do away from the field, and you got to go to hospitals. You got to do all kinds of things. That's like when you sign up as a professional, you just think you play in the sport. Nah, you're an icon. You go to hospitals, you go to grade schools, you give speeches, you give motivational speeches, you go to youth teams, you go to everything possible, any kind of event, you're there, you know, and you got to add on that, and you still got to go home and with your family and then play, you know. So nobody should ever knock professionals, especially ones. Anyone, even at my level in Lithuania, I'm doing interviews. I'm doing 2 interviews in a day. I got to run the practice. It's just like, man, like.
That's a thing. Yeah, I know what you mean. So you had to go through just messing them had to do like that times 10.
Yeah. You at the same interview, especially when I play Champions League. You know how many interviews you have to do, and you repeat it, and you're like, damn, I just basically said the same thing to this reporter. Then I got to go here because they don't want to mix. They want a single interview here, a single interview. Then you got to tell your PR guy, hey, listen, I just want one big one, and then maybe one because it's too much. But at my level, you don't get the pick. They say, boom, you go there, you go there, shut up, sit there, go do this meeting, here, sign this. You don't understand to sign things? Man, one time I sat down and I signed 200 jerseys. Huh? My hand was starting to, I was like, can I take a break? No, we got to get this done within the 30 minutes. We got to send this. You got to be like, damn, and then it starts to be like scribble.
Yeah.
They make you do things. They make you sign balls. They bring it to hospitals. They bring it to kids that are in poverty. You got to go to the hood and you got to say what up, because no matter where you are in any country, if you play soccer or any sport that they love, you respect you and you motivate them. I've been in hoods in Argentina, in Venezuela, that I'm like, I thought they was gonna kill me. These kids look rugged, and the people got guns, and you're protected. It's like, hey, things can pop off, and you could be in the news, but you're kind of like a public figure, and you're there to help the kids and uplift them. And if that's what it takes, I mean, you just do it because it's your job. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
You ain't got no choice. But
real quick, the difference between him and Ronaldo, Messi and Ronaldo now. That's like,
that's a tough one.
huh?
What's the difference?
Yeah, like are they two separate players, or how? Because it's basically like you're talking about the best players. It's Ronaldo and Messi, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, who would you place 1 and 2? This is hard to say. Like one.
Yeah, they're both phenomenal. They do things that will never be done. These two are out, I don't think it's going to be done for another decade. But I'd give it to Messi because some of the things he's done. I mean, you're just like, oh, he's playing a video game.
Yeah.
My man is playing it. He's chipping the ball. He's doing stuff. Not only is he doing it, he's doing it against world-class keepers.
Yes.
World-class play. You're making them look silly.
Yes.
People that know soccer know what he did to Boateng. When he made Boateng fall. Boateng is a world-class defender for Bayern Munich. And he made Messi dribble by him, made him fall like a crossover. And then, this is
like actually made him fall. I gotta look that highlight up. Like he actually
Messi went around Boateng, Jeremy Boateng. He made him look silly, but he's a German. He won the World Cup. It's like Messi did this to you, and the keeper is a German national team. He chipped. Oh, this man is number one because he's doing things that I would do in my video game. He's doing in front of millions of people on TV watching. It's like, man, how can you do that? Messi, Ronaldo, he does unreal things. But Messi doing things that you're like, I was doing this in my backyard, and you're doing this in front of millions. It's the pressure in some of these stadiums. It feels like it's coming down on you.
Yeah.
These stadiums feel like the crowd is coming down. So if you're the away team, it just feels like they're caving down on you. So it's like that pressure that Messi has felt, and they both have felt, but Messi's doing this like it's nothing. It's nothing. And for that, I give him number one. I'd love to give him one.
So he's one of those generational players, like, back there was like Pele and then Maradona.
Yeah.
And then now you got Messi and Ronaldo. I think Ronaldinho, he was the guy for a bit too, right? Ronaldinho.
Yeah, he was all right, man. That boy was butter.
All right, just to close things off here, I want to give you a few minutes to talk about the things that you're doing. You got a soccer academy going on. You already talked about some of the teams that you're going to be traveling with. So just let everyone know exactly what you're doing, your academy, and any specific kids you want to talk about.
Yeah, so I advise everybody that's trying to go somewhere in soccer, do something special in soccer, let me touch you, you know what I mean? Let me see what it is. Let me be the one to evaluate you, and it's what I do for my academy. I train kids, and I do exactly what Sed does. I train you. I work with the details, and I try to fine-tune any problem that you have. I try to fine-tune it and make you into a better player. I'll find your weakness and make it into your strength. And I think between Sed and Mike and me doing our thing, man, you can't get no better than the three of us. You just can't. said knows what he's doing in boxing. I seen it. I seen what he's done to my cousin. I seen what my cousin has done in football. It's much respect. It's you got to do these individual trainings if you want to get to the
next
want
level.
to get to the next level. Use us to guide you, and we don't want anything other than when you pay us. You know what I mean? But we don't want anything other than to see you succeed. You are a product of us. So my academy is Ademolu Soccer Academy. You can find me on Facebook. And just my last name, Soccer Academy, and just go to the Facebook and check me out. And I'm only here to help. I won't be here forever. So watch me when I can play with the ball and I can show you magic, because in 10 years I ain't so sure if I can give you this magic. So that's it, man.
Perfect. Thank you again, Steven. And
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
when's the next World Cup? Watching the whole world's still shut down right now, but when is officially the next World Cup?
Man, I can't answer that question because I don't know. I know one thing: I will be playing for Windsor Soccer Club this year.
Nice.
I believe this is my last year. I say it every year. If any of the local kids are around, remember, it's always on my website, and you can find Windsor Soccer Club. If there is a season, come watch me play, because you may see someone that's totally different from me in the future, but right now I'm here. Watch me do my thing. I'm very confident, and I believe that everything that I've done, I can help people just by watching. You're gonna learn something from me. So I hope people come and watch the show, because I will give you a show, boy.
All right, Steven, thank you very much, man. We'll keep in touch. We'll definitely keep in touch.
Always a pleasure, man. Much respect. I appreciate this whole thing, man.
I got you. Sean, give him one last shot of the picture in the back.
Hey, boy, that's me. If y'all don't want, I'm going to bring it close, I'm going to bring it close so y'all can see that. If y'all ain't see that, that's me. A fan made this for me, and I ain't never given it up,
What team was that?
That was Lithuania.
Nice. That's where you had your best, like the top, like your peak of your pro career too, right?
Yeah. It kept on, I had 10 of these pictures, because fans kept on sending me stuff, and with traveling and stuff, this last one made it, and that's what it is.
Nice, man. All right, Steven, we'll keep.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Much respect.
All right, peace.
1, 2, 3, smack that thumbs up for this video. Smack it, baby!